Hey everybody, it's Mr. Hasquin, and I'm back with another thing you should know by being alive. This is a place you should know. This is Fort de Chartres. So I just want to talk about, if you live in Illinois, like I do, you've most definitely learned about Lincoln and Lincoln sites, and you most likely know about Cahokia Mounds, or you may have seen the video I just did on Cahokia Mounds in the Metro East. But what do you know about a French stone fort that just sits quietly near the Mississippi River? So I want to talk about Fort de Chartres, which is not too far from Prairie du Rocher, and it's one of the most overlooked historical gems, as far as the place goes, in the Midwest. So let's tell you a little bit about it first. So we got to talk about French Illinois. In the early 1700s, this part of the country wasn't American or even British. It was part of New France, that vast colonial empire that stretched from French Canada all the way to Louisiana. And the French built Fort de Chartres in the Illinois country to protect the upper Mississippi Valley and to oversee trade, especially furs. The original fort was built in 1720 and was named for the Duke of Chartres, the son of the French regent, right? But here's the thing. The first versions were made of wood, and the Mississippi River didn't like that, and floods kept washing it away. So after the Mississippi continued to wash away the wooden forts, the French in the 1750s rebuilt Fort de Chartres in stone, the structure that partially still stands today. And it was a massive fort for its time. It had stone walls that were 15 feet high, enclosing an area of about 4 acres. You had a barracks, you had storehouses, a powder magazine, a chapel. The powder magazine is still standing, and it is the oldest building in Illinois. Fort de Chartres was the military and administrative center in French Illinois. French soldiers, trappers, priests, local indigenous nations all passed through the gates of the fort. It was just a hub of frontier life and a symbol of the French presence in the interior of North America. But by 1763, with the end of the French and Indian War, and France lost most of its North American holdings, Fort de Chartres was handed over to the British. And the French, many packed up and moved west across the Mississippi River to St. Louis or to St. Genevieve. Now, the British held the fort for only a short time before floods and decay made it basically unlivable. But by the 1770s, Fort de Chartres was mostly abandoned, and the stone walls were slowly crumbling into the riverbank. But the memory of the French presence remained in the place names, the towns, and also the architecture of the region. So today, why does this still matter? Why is it worth the visit? Today, Fort de Chartres is a state historic site. It's located near Prairie du Rocher, Illinois. I live about 60 miles north of the area. You can still walk the grounds. You can explore the reconstructed gates and barracks. You can stand inside the original powder magazine. And each year, the fort hosts French and Indian War reenactments, heritage festivals, and educational programs where you can meet reenactors, see musket drills, and hear the stories of early Illinois. It's a place where colonial history comes alive. I mean, it's where you can see firsthand how Illinois wasn't always American or English speaking. The site isn't just a local secret. It's a window into the global fight, for North America. So, if you're anywhere near Southern Illinois, stop in and see Fort de Chartres. If you learned anything new today, like if you have never heard of Fort de Chartres before, please like, comment, follow, and I'll keep throwing out things that you should know by being alive. Sometimes, even world history, in addition to American history, is just waiting right down the river from us. Thanks for watching.